Hello, dear students of class 10. Hope everyone is fit and fine and happy. I'll be teaching you the first chapter of civics, Union Legislature, which I have divided into two parts, and I'll cover the first part now. This beautiful semicircular building that you see on your screen is the Parliament House, situated in Delhi, and it is the symbol of our democracy. This is the definition of the Parliament. The Parliament is the body of people's representatives who have supreme power of governance in a democratic country. So in a democratic country, the people elect their representatives who govern the country on their behalf. On your screen is the picture of Lok Sabha. This is where the speaker sits. These are known as the treasury benches, where the members of the ruling party sit, and these are the opposition benches where the members of the opposition sit. So Lok Sabha is also known as the House of the People or the lower house. The members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people of India. So all the citizens of India who are 18 and above 18 years of age, they elect the members of Lok Sabha. The term of Lok Sabha. According to the constitution, the term of Lok Sabha is 5 years. However, it can be dissolved earlier, that is before completion of 5 years, by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. During the proclamation of an emergency, the term of the Lok Sabha can be extended for 1 year at a time. So when there is an emergency proclaimed in the country, the term of Lok Sabha can be extended for 1 year at a time, and it can be dissolved before the expiry of its term by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister, because the Lok Sabha, unlike the Rajya Sabha, is not a permanent house. Now coming to the composition of Lok Sabha. According to the constitution, the maximum strength of Lok Sabha can be 552 members. Out of these 552 members, 530 members are elected from the states, 20 members from the union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the President from the Anglo-Indian community if they are not adequately represented in the Lok Sabha. The allotment of seats to the various states is made on the basis of population. So Uttar Pradesh, which is a very large state, gets 80 seats. Sikkim, a very small state, is given 1 seat. And our state, Orissa, has 21 seats in the Lok Sabha. So Orissa elects 21 members to the Lok Sabha. Let's come to qualification for membership. Who can contest for election to the Lok Sabha? The first and the most important qualification is the person should be a citizen of India. He should be at least 25 years of age, not below 25 years of age if he wants to contest for election to the Lok Sabha. He should have his name in the electoral rolls in some part of the country. So what is the electoral roll? It is a list of people who are eligible to vote in the elections. He should not be an insolvent, he should not be in debt, or he should not be a bankrupt person. He should not hold any office of profit under the government, which means he should not be having a government post from which he gets salaries or other perks. He should not be a proclaimed criminal. He should not be a convict. He should not be of an unsound mind. He should be a sane person. So, in order to contest for election to the Lok Sabha, a person must fulfill all these qualifications or have all these qualifications. Now coming to Rajya Sabha, this is the picture of Rajya Sabha, and this is where the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha sits, and the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is the chairman or vice president. So Rajya Sabha is also called the Council of States or Upper House. Composition of Rajya Sabha, the maximum strength of Rajya Sabha is 250 members. Out of these 250 members, 238 members are elected and 12 members are nominated by the President. 238 members are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assembly. Okay, so these out of the 238 elected members, how are the 238 members elected? They are elected indirectly by the elected members of the state legislative assembly by the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. Now remember that nominated members do not take part in the election of the members of Rajya Sabha, and 12 members are nominated by the President from among persons having special knowledge or practical experience in the field of literature, science, art, social service, etc. For example, Mary Kom. All of you must be knowing her, the renowned sports personality. She is a nominated member of the present Rajya Sabha. Now we come to the term of Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Unlike the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and it cannot be dissolved like Lok Sabha. Each member is elected for a period of 6 years. So the tenure of an MP of Rajya Sabha is 6 years, and 1/3 of the members of Rajya Sabha retire after every 2 years. Qualification for membership. It is the same as that of Lok Sabha except for the age criteria. All the other qualifications are the same as that of Lok Sabha. The minimum age for contesting election for Rajya Sabha is 30 years. In Lok Sabha it is 25 years and in Rajya Sabha it is 30 years. That is the only difference. Rest of the qualifications are the same. Parliamentary procedures. What is parliamentary procedure? Okay, now parliamentary procedures are certain formalities which have to be observed in the parliament. So these are all the parliamentary procedures: session, quorum, interpellation, 0 hour, adjournment and prorogation, motions, and we'll deal with each one of them in detail. Session. What is a session? It is the time period when the parliament meets to conduct its business. And according to the constitution, there should not be more than 6 months gap between two parliamentary sessions. And who summons the sessions of the parliament? It is the president who summons each house of parliament. And parliament has 3 sessions. The first and the most important session is the budget session, where the budget is presented by the finance minister, and this session begins from February and continues to May. The next session is the monsoon session from July to August, and the last session of the year is the winter session, which starts in November till December. Quorum. Quorum is the minimum number of members required to be present in order to enable the House to transact its business. And this quorum is 1/10 of the total membership of each house. And on any working day, no work will be done if 1/10 of the members are not present. So what the speaker or the chairman will do in that case, if 1/10 of the total members are not present, the house may be adjourned or suspended if there is no quorum. Coming to question R. The first hour of every working day of Lok Sabha is reserved for questions. The members ask questions to the ministers. And it begins at 11 o'clock in Lok Sabha and continues till 12 o'clock. The right of the members to ask questions to the government is known as interpellation. So this right is known as interpellation, and all the questions are addressed to the chair. Chair is the speaker in case of Lok Sabha and the vice president in case of Rajya Sabha. And if the question of a member is admitted by the presiding officer, then the government is obliged to answer them. Okay, the government has to answer the question that is asked by a member if it is permitted. A member has to give 10 days notice for a question. Now, questions are of 3 types. Starred questions. This requires oral answer on the floor of the house. So if any minister is asked a starred question, then he will have to answer the question orally on the floor of the house. Supplementary questions can be asked. Supplementary question is some extra questions or additional questions can be asked. Unstarred questions, this requires answer in written form. The minister has to give the answer in written form, and no supplementary questions can be asked for unstarred questions. Short noticed questions. Now relate to a matter of urgent importance. Usually 10 days time is given for the minister to answer the question, but short notice questions, such questions are asked with a notice shorter than of 10 days. Now this Question R is very important in the sense that the government is made accountable for its actions and there is transparency in the government work. Next we come to 0R. It begins after the question R and continues till lunch break, which is at 1 o'clock. During 0R, members can raise all type of questions without any permission or prior notice. Now usually during this 0R, there are a lot of heated discussions and charges and counter charges. Okay, and the presiding officer controls the house. Motion. What is a motion? It is a formal proposal made by a member stating that the house should take up some particular matter of public importance. So if a member wants to discuss any important matter of public importance, then they move a motion. Adjournment motion. It is a proposal to lay aside all other business and take up a definite matter of urgent importance. Now, when the parliament session is on, the house has its daily agenda of work to be done. But if something important suddenly crops up, like a railway accident resulting in the death of many people or a natural calamity like a cyclone, then the members can demand to keep aside all other business. So whatever work was supposed to be done on that day, that work is kept aside and this important matter is taken up immediately in order to draw the attention of the government to that matter. So that is known as adjournment motion. No confidence motion, it is a proposal expressing lack of confidence in the ministry. It can be moved only in the Lok Sabha, not in the Rajya Sabha, because the Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha only. No confidence in the government is moved by opposition. Opposition members move this motion and if it is passed by majority, then the government has to resign. Next we come to adjournment of the house. What is adjournment of the house? It is the suspension of the sitting of the house by the speaker or the chairman as the case may be. Now, the house can be adjourned. Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha can be adjourned. For one is after the business of the day is over, when there is a death of a sitting or an ex-member of the house, when there is so much disorder that it is difficult to conduct the business, or for want of quorum, that is when 1/10 of the members are not present. So these are all the occasions when the speaker of Lok Sabha or the chairman of Rajya Sabha can suspend the sitting of the house. And what is prorogation? It is the termination of the session of the house by the president. Termination is the ending of the session. Example, when the budget session comes to an end, the president prorogues the session.